This presentation will be over how to use Google Slides for the main software of a research project about a president of the United States. The project is aimed towards an elementary level of 4th grade. This presentation will walk you through a step-by-step process of how you can take advantage of everything Google Slides has to offer. Let's get started. Step 1 is maneuvering from the homepage of Google Slides. To get to that homepage, you're going to type in Google Slides into the search bar, hit enter a search, and then click on the first link that appears. Once you click on that link, you'll be redirected to Google Slides homepage. In the middle of the page, there's a blue button that says Go to Google Slides, and you'll click on that, and then you'll be redirected yet again to the page that starts you on your creation process. This brings us to step 2, which is running through what all of the options on your screen mean. So first you're going to want to choose a template, and I recommend starting with the blank option. So you'll click that. And then you'll be redirected to a page where you see a wide variety of buttons that you can use in the creation process of your presentation. I'm going to go over just a few of those so that you can get started, and the rest of the buttons you can try out on your own to see what they do. Then you can decide what you want to use from there in your presentation. So the Edit button, if you click on that, it'll drop down with a menu of options you can do, which are undo, redo, cut, copy, paste. There's lots of options in that are important to the creation process of your presentation. And also there are 2 dark arrow buttons to the right that are slightly below the Edit button, and they also represent undo and redo. Another important button that you may want to learn how to use is the Slide button. So if you click on that, it drops down with options that you can add a new slide to your presentation, duplicate a slide, delete a slide. And those are all really great options for you to know how to use. This brings us to step 3, which is how to transfer your information to a Google Slide. This step is very simple, assuming that you have already done your research and decided the main points you want to provide in your presentation. I'm going to use an example to explain this step. So, for example, you chose Theodore Roosevelt for the president you wanted to research. You will need each slide to have a title, and then there's a text box below where you will put your information. So the first slide will be your title slide. So you'll click in the text box and type in whatever your title is, which here mine is Theodore Roosevelt. And then we'll click below it, and that's where your name should go, which we're going to put our name right there. You will want to add more than one slide to your presentation, so we're going to click this plus button to add a slide. The next slide, what it is up to you, but mine, I'm going to put something such as basic information, such as where was he born, which Roosevelt was born on October 27th, 1858. Now that you've got the hang of putting your information into a Google Slide, we can move on to step 4, which is personalizing the presentation. This step is really fun. There's lots of things you can do. You can choose a theme to add to your presentation. So I'm going to just click one over here on the right side, and it should automatically apply it for you. You can also add things like images, which you can find right here with this button. You can add another text box. You can add shapes, lines, videos, pretty much anything you can think of to personalize your presentation. Just be sure that anything you add to your presentation is related to your research topic. This brings us to step 5, which is uploading or exporting your presentation. So there are numerous different ways you can do this. One is through the File button, where you can hit Publish to Web. Or my favorite one is hitting the Share button. So you can do that, and you can share it with whoever you need to share it with, such as your teacher if you are giving the presentation to him or her, which you should be. Just make sure your share settings allow for them to see it. This brings us to the conclusion, which is overall this presentation will take lots of time and effort, but it's going to be fun. There's lots of cool things you can do with Google Slides, and don't be afraid of making mistakes because you have an undo button. So now go take advantage of all that Google Slides has to offer. Thanks for watching.